I mean, I worked for Danish TV doing the Premier League and the Champions League. So for the Champions League final, I was in the studio in Copenhagen. It's a long day. I mean, we had one of the sponsors, Santander, had a big studio with a stand and all set up in one of our studios, and we had to go in and visit them before the game. And I walked in, I thought I'd just dip the finger in the water, and I said, "Any Spurs fans?" And in fairness, there was 2 of them, 350 guests and 2 Spurs fans. You know, I mean, just to give you an indication, isn't it? So after the game, I say 75% of the people who work for our TV station are Liverpool fans. So we had a private party, but all over Copenhagen there was parties. I mean, the supporters club in Denmark, they hired a stadium for the Champions League finals and have 6,000-7,000 people at the stadium. So it's a massive big gig. But so it wasn't a case of, you know, me running around in the streets of Copenhagen and singing LA, LA, LA till 6 o'clock in the morning. But I celebrated, got to bed about 3 o'clock in the morning, but flew back really early Sunday morning. And I was toying with the idea. My wife said, "What do you think?" I said, "I know there's places we can go in Liverpool where we can be part of the homecoming." I said, but... So we just decided to have a few friends around. We watched it on TV. Sent my daughter and her boyfriend. They came back from Madrid. They were over the homecoming. But it was just magnificent, isn't it? I can't remember when it was, but somebody said to me, "How many people do you think? What do you think? How many people do you think will be at the homecoming?" I said, "It's got to be 700,000. And he went, no. I said, "Maybe not." I said, "Maybe I'm wrong, you know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I've spent the last 2 years, like most Liverpool fans, feeling almost a rebirth of Liverpool Football Club. It's like if something has happened, isn't it? You know what I mean?" So I said, I think this will just blow everybody's mind. So in Copenhagen for the match, enjoyed that, and then at home with a glass of wine on the Sunday, enjoying that. So when we had an absence from the Champions League for a few years, and then when we returned to the Champions League, you kind of make up reasons why you're delighted to be back. So you go, "Oh, we're delighted to be back amongst the elite of Europe, and it's good for the money, isn't it? You know, because you make loads of money, isn't it?" Well, we're no longer in the Champions League for no reason. We're now in the Champions League to win it, which makes it totally different. It's a totally different feeling of being in the Champions League. So as much as people go, the biggest club trophy in football is the Champions League. But I think as a Liverpool fan, the most important trophy is probably the Premier League, yeah. But I would swap. It doesn't really, but we can win the Champions League again. I can live with us not winning the Premier League. Because if anyone has any doubt of what that means, you know, it's just incredible. But I'm just delighted that we're back in the Champions League where we can win it. And I'm doing some Champions League games, so I had a little look at it, and you know, you try and I think sometimes it's too easy to become romantic, and you go, "Wow, all these big clubs, they've won it a million times." But I think this of the teams who can win it, I think there's 3 levels. You got the 3 teams, of which Liverpool are one of them, and the other 2 are Manchester City and Barcelona. And I think should you draw one of them and get beat, I think you can live with it, because I think that's the European elite. Although I still have this thing with Manchester City, are they ready to win it? In terms of the team, yeah, I feel the team is ready, isn't it? But it's the city, it's the club. I don't know, but I would still say that the top level is Barcelona, Manchester City, and Liverpool, and then you've got the ones just underneath who can give you trouble. They're the ones that I would hate to draw in a knockout game, and that's Juventus, that's Atletico Madrid, and it's PSG. PSG is self-explanatory. They've got some really, really good players on the day. If you run into them on a day, you can be in big trouble. Atletico Madrid got a lot of ability, but they got something, haven't they? You know, so whereas in a lot of Champions League game, we would expect to be able to run up 2, 3, 4 goals and whatever. You don't do that against Atletico Madrid. You know, it's a difficult game. And Juventus is a bit like Liverpool. You know, we went a lot of years without winning, and they're the same Juventus. It's a big club. They win everything domestically, and they're looking for this bigger one. They've still got Ronaldo, so they would be the ones where I look and I go on a day. But I'd expect us to beat them. And then you got the sort of last group of the ones you can look at, and 2 of them are very much living of past memories, which is Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Because you only got to look at what happened last year. Real Madrid get knocked out by Ajax, yeah, and Bayern Munich, we dismantled Bayern Munich with relative ease. So the only thing they've got going for them, and we know exactly what this is like, is the history of the club. We ran for a number of years in the Champions League on the history of the club without having a chance, and I feel they almost do the same. Bayern Munich, yeah, great club, and could they? So should we play Bayern Munich, we chalk them up. But I think if you strip it all bare and you go, but they're not good enough. And the last club I would have in that is Tottenham. I don't think it was necessarily a fluke what Tottenham did last year. Okay, I don't expect them to be in the final every year, but I think they're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper in this competition. And I think the reason I have them this year is that I think as the season progresses, they'll get stronger. Pochettino has been asking for money for a long time, but I think he'd almost forgotten the upheaval it brings to a squad when you bring in new players and when they come back at different times. So I think he's looking, thinking, there's been some sort of upheaval here, and I brought in 2 new midfield players who are both injured at the moment, or whatever. So I think the longer the season goes for them, so they'll get stronger and stronger and stronger. But that's how I view it. So City, Barcelona, Liverpool, they will be my pot A, and the pot B, PSG, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, and then Tottenham with Real Madrid and Bayern Munich living off the past very much. But that's how I view it, and I just can't wait for February, when it's knockout stages, and there's a knife through your throat, isn't there? If you don't do it today, you're out. I love that kind of theatre,